So let's take a look at how to find keywords using Ahrefs. If you don't already have an account set up, I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up for Ahrefs. It is a paid tool, but once you have your account set up, you can come over to the Keywords Explorer. This is typically the easiest place to start. Just put a keyword in here. You can even select the country and then click search. That's gonna, if you choose something broad, like let's say you're a plumber in Phoenix, Arizona, the easiest thing would be Phoenix plumbers, right? And it's basically just combining the location and the term. But take whatever keyword it is that you're trying to rank for, put it in here, and you're going to see a whole bunch of like related terms, parent topic terms. So this is a parent topic essentially. The traffic potential is 1.9 thousand. Top ranked spot is Angie. We can see the volume of search traffic per month and how that's changing over time. And then this is kind of interesting. Not every time somebody does a search, they don't click on a result. Sometimes they actually click on multiple results. It changes. So the number of searches being 1.4 thousand a month is not going to be the same as the number of clicks that are happening for that search term each month. There's 0.78 clicks per search for this term, Phoenix plumbers, which means there's just a little bit less traffic than the search volume. So people are doing a search, not finding what they're looking for, searching for something else, and then clicking on a more refined search, right? And then we can see the cost per click. This is really helpful. So the more somebody's willing to pay for a click on Google Ads, which is really what this data is showing here, the more they're probably earning from clicks on that term, because somebody's not going to sit and pay $35 per click on this term Phoenix plumbers if it's not generating them, a decent return when they actually get customers from those clicks. So this number is actually really helpful to know, like, the actual value of this term. And then you've got the keyword difficulty. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this because this is probably a pretty difficult term to rank for, but it's showing us on the lower end here. So I try not to pay too much attention to keyword difficulty because it's really just a calculation based on backlinks. But there's so much that goes into backlinks that it's really hard to get a fair shake of what's really happening by looking at this. So we can take this with a grain of salt, but when we're doing SEO and we're wanting to rank for this term, we do want to see what other terms people are using that are ranking. So if we come down here, we can see that it's showing us all the top ranked results on Google for the term that we search for. And it can see what those sites are talking about, what they're also ranked for, the questions that are coming up surrounding this keyword, and some relatively close match terms like best plumbers in Phoenix. So if we were going to rank a website for Phoenix plumbers, we would probably also want to rank for these terms and talk about these terms on our website, like we're a member of the Better Business Bureau. Is your water shut off? These terms are probably going to be referenced in a website that's trying to rank for this term up here, right? We can also see the fluctuation in ranking. So it looks like Angie and Parker and Sons and Diamondback Plumbing and Yelp are all kind of duking it out for the top 4 spots up here, and it looks like it changes around a little bit. But it's really good to be able to see how that's changing over time. And of course, you can export any of this data if you want to dive into it in more depth. But this will give you a little bit further breakdown of the position history. And we kind of already talked about this, which of course you can export to get all sorts of relevant information here about the top competitors. So the next thing you can do then is actually start diving into some of these competitors. So we could go to Parker and Sons, or let's do Diamondback Plumbing. I'm just going to right click and copy this address here, and we can enter that into the Site Explorer. So if we open up the Site Explorer page here, we can drop the domain in, click go, and that's going to give us some additional information about one of our competitors. So we can take a look at their keywords here, organic keywords, and we can see what keywords they're ranking for. So they're actually going for Surprise, Arizona, which is it's like a suburb of Phoenix, the larger metropolitan area, along with Mesa, Arizona. Again, it's just another town within the bigger city. And so that's helpful information to know when we're going to create content and try to rank our site. Maybe we want to look at adding a page for Mesa plumbers and Surprise plumbers and Scottsdale plumbers and all the other cities that we serve in the larger metropolitan area of the city that we're in, which is Phoenix in this example. And we can just keep looking through all these. Again, we can export these. We can also sort these out. So it may not be that helpful to have the blog posts in here. You may only want to look at the blog posts. It sort of depends on what type of term you're trying to do keyword research for, or what type of term you're trying to rank for, or what have you. But what you can do is filter by, you can filter this down by the URL. So if the URL contains, or does not contain, /blog, because that's the only one we want to apply starting here. Then we can see all of the pages. We should be able to click show results here. Then we can see all the pages outside of the blog. So we can see Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, commercial plumbing. It's sort of like spying on the top competitors and figuring out exactly what they're ranking for, what keywords they're targeting with what pages on their site. And so you can start to find all sorts of relevant keywords, export these, collect a bunch together, and really you start to get a lay of the land in terms of what is really going on in a specific niche. Because oftentimes there's going to be keywords that you don't think about, like Gilbert plumber. You might be so focused on ranking for Phoenix plumbers that you totally space it on Gilbert, Mesa, and all these other areas, Chandler, where there's a significant amount of search traffic, 500 searches a month for this term, 700 searches a month for this term, 1,200 searches a month for this term, 5,800 searches a month for this term. That's a little crazy. There's a lot of people that live in this city, in this part of the city. Some of these other areas have more industrial areas. They're more industrial areas, so it's not like suburbs with tons of people living in it. And knowing all that information, granted, Plumber Mesa, that one's pretty big. So again, that's pretty populous. But knowing what terms get traffic, which ones are going to be the best to go after in terms of where people are making money off of these, you're going to be able to figure out, should I even be targeting these specific terms, and which ones do I need to be going after aggressively? And then you can just start taking action on it over time. Rank organically, show up in these paid ads, and start generating some sales for your business. So hope you found this helpful. If there's anything you did have questions about, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. If you're like most new business owners, you're probably struggling to get your online presence established, let alone get it to the point where it's bringing you a consistent flow of customers, right? So that's why I created this free course where I actually walk you step by step through the whole process of setting up your online presence. This is the same process we've been using for our clients for over a decade at one of my agencies. And essentially, I'm going to show you how to set up an SEO-friendly business name right from the get-go, how to develop your website really quickly and easily, how to set up your Google Maps listing, start getting some Google reviews, everything you need in order to have a substantial online presence where people can actually start finding you and purchasing your products or services. The best part is I'm going to show you how to do it in under a couple of hours, and all for less than 50 bucks. If you're interested, I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up today. Make sure to check this course out for free right now because I'm probably going to start charging for this at some point in the future.
All right, I'll see you on the other side.